So we finally made it to the finale and the weddings in Love is Blind season 10, which took place in Ohio. And let me tell you, my bullshit detector did not break this week, but I do believe it caught fire and burned to the ground. We went from the pods to Malibu and Mexico to the Columbus apartments, and now we made it to the altar. And if you thought that interrogation with Ashley's father was intense, then watching these people go all the way down to the altar and try to justify why they said I do, or better yet, some of them I don't, in front of their families is a masterclass of being cowardly. The theme of this finale should have been accountability, because it's real easy to say I love you when somebody else is paying your rent and there are open bars everywhere you go and you're just having a good time. But it's entirely different when you're standing there in your tuxedo or your dress and you have to sit there and tell somebody the truth about if you really want to be with them or not. We had 7 couples, I believe, leave the pods, and we saw the mask slip on most of them. So we're going couple by couple to talk about who actually signed their marriage license or who just ran for the exits finally. But before we get into who got left at the altar and some of that production mess, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I really appreciate it, and it keeps me coming with more content like this. So let's start with Victor and Christine. There's not much to say about this couple. They were the gold standard the entire season. That's probably why we barely saw them. I think this couple may have gotten maybe 30 minutes of screen time the entire season. And I'm not sure if that's because they were too good to be on TV or boring, it would be good in this case, or if they were kind of an emergency couple. I'm not sure what it was, but they didn't get very much screen time. And honestly, that's the story that I probably wanted to see the most. Because yeah, it's nice to see some of the mess and the drama, but honestly, the name of the show is Love is Blind. So I think we all tuned in to watch a love show and not a reality drama. And while the drama is nice and it is fun, I don't think that's what we planned on watching the entire season or what we wanted to watch the entire season. So it was nice to see or hear about this couple, but we did get a chance to see them walk down the aisle, say their I do's. They're really in love. They're still together. And I'm very happy for this couple. This is the only couple that we probably don't have any outside drama on. And that's a good thing, because that shows that they're taking it serious and that they really wanted to be together. And they're not going on some podcast tour or doing anything like that. And I'm not knocking anybody that is, but some people are in it for clout and some are not. And that kind of takes me to the whole Jordan and Amber of everything, because Jordan kind of put on this stepfather of the year persona the entire season. Oh, he was excited to meet the daughter and he wanted to be part of the family and he's in it and he's not going to mess anything up. And, there were some red flags that came up when the whole mixer, when he did the whole shush thing. And I guess some of the cracks have started to show. Apparently, Jordan was never going to marry Amber. They apparently talked about this behind the scenes, and she shared a whole bunch of text messages and things that she had sent to a producer, but they had said she was going to say yes, but he was going to say no. And no wonder she looked so surprised at the altar when he said yes. And it all makes sense now, because they made a plan, or they at least talked about it, to where they're not going to be shocked when the other person says no, because this was supposed to be expected. And on that note, production has to do something different with the whole pay structure, because that is the true problem. I believe if you force these people to keep their mouths shut, then all of us could kind of enjoy the show without all of the leaks and the drama and stuff kind of spilling into social media as the show is airing. It honestly becomes kind of confusing when we're hearing one thing about somebody not being together, then the episode comes on and they are. And I truly just believe all you have to do is put in their contract that they're not going to get paid until after all the episodes on the season have aired. And I guarantee you'll have less leaks then. And then the whole thing about this, they get extra money if they make it down the aisle. One, that's bullshit, because that kind of kills the entire experiment. That just means, hey, if you get selected, if you make it to the end of the aisle, you get extra money. What's the real incentive to stay together other than to get the money in the end? And obviously the money wasn't worth it to some of these couples, but to others it was. And I'm not sure what type of amendments they need to make to their pay structure, but something needs to change so that we can have a better viewing experience, because getting season after season of this, and I see why I actually stopped watching it at one point in time, but season after season of this, people not making it down the aisle, the bullshit on the internet, it's got to end at some point, right? And that basically runs me into Emma and Mike. Another couple that should have never been together. Emma and Mike both know that they should have never been together. I'm not sure why they walked down the aisle and wasted their time other than for the money. We all knew for weeks of watching Mike and Emma together that, yeah, they're a cute couple and yeah, they're nice together. Mike wanted kids and Emma didn't. Was she a hard no or not? I'm not sure because towards the end, she started talking about she was open to it, but maybe that was a few years down the line and Mike was not waiting for that. He wanted to know right then if he was going to have a family or not. And I understand that, especially with the type of family he comes from. Why even go through this process? Why even walk out of the pods with Emma when you knew then that she did not want kids? It never made sense why you did this if it was for no other reason than I need to hook up with somebody so I can get down the aisle and stay on the show and get paid and all that shit like that. And I just don't like it because it was never genuine. And that's probably why Mike is fighting for his life right now in his TikTok comments, because I've been seeing that viewers have been kicking his ass and he's been defending himself about all types of bullshit and his controlling behavior, et cetera, et cetera. But good for him, because why drag somebody through this process, tell them no, and even if she expected it, you two just had no reason to be together if you weren't truly going to be with her and respect her mind. They really should have took a cue from Bree and Connor. Staying with you to the end just for a few extra dollars is not worth it. So let's just go ahead and cut bait now. I'm not real sure why others won't do that, but they won't. I'm not sure if it's a bravery thing or let's just be adults thing, or maybe we're just looking for clout and money thing. And the only thing that I've heard come out of the whole Bree and Connor situation since everything has ended was that supposedly she may have reached out to Chris after the weddings happened. But I guess we'll find out that information on the reunion if you choose to watch it. But who really cares? Because if she wants Chris over Connor, it's probably just for some sex. Let's just keep it 100. So nothing's going to come of it. And I don't think anything came of it. Chris has his own mess going on, so who cares? And I guess we'll learn more next week for the reunion. I'm not sure if I'm going to watch reunion because everything is on the internet and TikTok and everywhere else. So why wait till then when I could find out everything now? And then another couple that didn't even make it to the altar, Brittany and Devonta. Now, it's not like any of us are surprised that they didn't make it to the altar, but this is yet another couple that for whatever reason just didn't break up earlier. I've heard that Brittany has came out and said that she has watched it back and she sees what everybody's talking about, her delusion and all that stuff like that, and how she wished she didn't give herself to somebody who didn't. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The point is, I understand that love can be blind, physically or behind the curtain. And I understand caring about a person will make you do some crazy things. But at some point, especially with somebody that you barely know and they really didn't give you a chance to know them, why didn't you take any of those cues? And the only good point that Devonta made was that it was a little weird that you bought your dress ahead of time, which I don't really think that's that weird. You know, you wanted to be married, so you were being prepared. So I don't think that's that weird. But when he said that you were going to marry anybody, that statement has some validity to it because Brittany does come off as somebody who would have married anybody that she would have connected with as long as they would have said yes, because she was definitely going to say yes and she clearly was going to tolerate anything. And Devonta, I don't really have much to say about him because there's just not really much to say about him. And I've heard rumors about he has a baby on the way, and we all know he likes women that aren't people of color. So what more to say about him is there, or this couple in general? So we'll just stop talking about them. And that brings us to our last couple, Ashley and Alex. This was probably the best part of the episode because Ashley absolutely flamed Alex at the altar. And I'm not sure, I think they both talked about saying no beforehand, but damn it, she wanted to have the last word. And she is the daughter of a lawyer, and she let it show because she ripped into him in front of his family and friends, and he was clearly embarrassed. But he tried to play it off with the whole macho bro shit and try to act like, oh, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm not going to go see her for what? But Yeah, his feelings were hurt because Ashley fucked him up and she really ripped him a new asshole. And that was very, very enjoyable because I think we all probably collectively hate Alex. You know, of course, he played college. I mean, Alex obviously is media trained and he knows how to deflect and bullshit in front of a camera. He's played college sports and that's basically like semi pro ball now. So he understands how to work a camera and that's clear, but he did not enjoy this at all because what did he call it? He called it a boss move or something like that. But whatever you want to call it, you deserved it. It was earned. Even your mother was caught off guard. And the problem was, I don't think anybody was hurt more than him. But I think what really got him is while he probably is the type of person that she said he was, none of his friends and family have probably seen that side of him. So it was a shock to everybody that she thought he was that big of an asshole. And then to see her dad sitting over there to the side, just smiling or trying to hold back a smile the entire time, it was hilarious. And he was very, very proud of his daughter that day. And honestly, I think we all were proud of her because one, she delivered the best moment of this born ass episode. But thank God she didn't go up there and do something stupid like say yes to Alex. So basically, we had 1 out of 7 couples make it down the aisle and stay together after everything is over. That is a 14% success rate. I guess it's better than last season, but Love is Blind has to do something. And just like Married at First Sight, I'm not sure what's going on with these shows that are supposed to be about marriage and love. And I guess maybe The Bachelor probably falls in this too, but I don't watch that, so I'm not sure what their stats look like. But there has to be a problem in the casting process or something because you can't tell me that your success rate to find people who claim that they want to be together. Married at First Sight has their own issue, and we'll talk about that once that season gets ready to gear up. But as far as Love is Blind goes, their problem is casting and pay structure because stop recruiting people. I think if you just cast, maybe they need to stop going city to city. Maybe they just need to shoot the damn show in Atlanta or California or somewhere like that and have people fly out from everywhere and just because if you're truly in love, then I do believe that you're probably willing to sacrifice or move or whatever the case may be. And I think things could work out that way. But the way that they're currently doing it, it just doesn't work. But the weddings are over and I guess the bullshit is getting ready to keep going. And we'll be here for it. We may do some updates on the Love is Blind craziness that comes up as the weeks go. And I think the next season is New Orleans down here. I'm pretty sure they shot that back in October. So we'll definitely talk more about that once that season gets ready to come up in the fall, more than likely. So I will see you guys for the next Love is Blind, but please keep coming to the channel for more content. And thank you again. And I will see you next time. Bye.